What happens when you throw a real world data challenge at two of the smartest AI coding agents that are out there, Cline and Claude Code? Let's find out. I'm planning to put Cline against Claude Code for a project that I've been meaning to work on. It's a simple project. I simply want to analyze a dataset that I've got, which will uncover a lot of insights for me. Now, I want to check how good these tools are. There are many people who are building software using Cline as their AI coding assistant, as their co-pilot, and then Claude Code. I've already created a video on Claude Code, how people are using it. Everybody's talking about it. Haven't used Cline ever before, so I'm going to be setting it up right here in front of you. I've seen a bunch of tutorials and other things. First of all, install Cline. So they already have given some options where you want to install. I am using both of these tools within Cursor. I have not paid for Cursor. I'm on the free plan. So for Claude Code, I have the $100 max plan. I will be using Cline with Kimi K2. So the model that I am using through Open Router, I'm going to be using Moonshot AI's Kimi K2, which again, has shown some really good promise, especially with agentic coding capabilities. So let's see how it works out. Should be pretty straightforward. First of all, I am planning to install Cline within Cursor. So let's do that. Open cursor.app. One thing that you should be wary of is there are like many people offering Cline at this point. So just make sure that you are installing the right Cline. So it's basically an extension. We are going to install this Cline. Southwest one, trust publisher, and install. So this is done. All right, I have it running. Let's see. So you can see that they've mentioned that you can create a dedicated Cline folder which will contain all your Cline related files. Inside your Cline folder, structure projects clearly. So Command Shift P. So here you go. I have opened up Cline here in a new tab, and this is where I'll run Cline. And Claude Code I have already started, so I'll hit enter. I'm going to work on the same project. I will be passing on the same prompt as well. This is the kind of like chat interface that we would have. Now we should just start creating our folders. In the file browser, I will create a new folder which will contain Cline workflow analysis. This is the project, and then there's going to be another project which I'm calling Claude workflow analysis. All right, so these are the two projects. I have a data set that I want both of these agents to understand and then give me a thorough analysis, create some sort of like Streamlit application first using simple Python, and then maybe a Next.js based application along with the Supabase. We'll also turn it into an AI based application so that we are supporting search, let's say. But for now, let's keep it simple. Let's try to witness the capability of both of these tools. So here, Cline workflow analysis. If I open this folder here within Cursor, and for Claude, let me open this folder. In Cursor, if you want to open up Claude Code, just press Command Escape. It'll open up Claude Code for you, and then here this is a new folder, as you can see, and all I need to do is open up Cline over here. And for doing that, I am going to be Command Shift P, Cline open in new tab. This is done, and then I have Cline open up here. From here you will have to create your API key. To get your API key, you should first go to platform.openrouter. From here, I can choose the API provider. If you're using, let's say, Hugging Face, because Kimi K2 is available on a lot of other platforms, I'm using Open Router here. And then the model that I want to use, I can say that I want to use Kimi, this one right here. This is the model, Moonshot AI Kimi K2. This is the model that I want to use. What we now need to do is I have a file in my downloads. I already have a data set. So I'm going to rename this NNN workflows. So I've got a database of 3,500 workflows, more than 3,500 workflows, all the automation that we have collected from all over the internet, any end-to-end automation that you would have seen. I think I've captured everything here along with the JSON, all the other details. So I'll show you if you want to quickly preview this. This is what this CSV file actually looks like. It's 44 MB. I think it'll not load here. So let me just directly put it here. So I've put end-to-end. My data is now part of both of these projects. So I've got the Cline workflow analysis project and I've got the Claude Code workflow analysis project. And now I'm going to be passing the same prompt to both of these coding agents, and then let's see what they do for us. Okay, now the goal is, so if you see this data set, it contains the URL of the workflow, title of the workflow. By the way, let me show you show this to you in a Google Sheet. So I have got URL, title, description, views, created at, is paid, node count, node type, node categories, and then the workflow JSON. This is like the complete data set for us. All right. Now let's come back here. I want to create some sort of application, a simple like Streamlit application that extracts all sorts of insights from this data set. So this is like the complete prompt that this is the first prompt, by the way. I want you to go through this data set, okay, and analyze it thoroughly to help me draw some insights from this data on workflow automations. Look at the, so this is like a simple, I'm not asking it to create any sort of application first. I wanted to just simply read this file and help me understand the kind of questions I should ask, what sort of insights it can draw. Copying the same prompt and pasting it here as well. Okay, so Claude Code, enter, and then here also Kimi K2 within Cline. So it has written some code, okay, and this is the output from Claude Code. Let's see, let's look at this as well. It is asking me for permission. I will give yes, and I will turn it on to auto accept edits on. And let's look at Cline. Cline's output first. Cline wants to execute this command and import CSV. So it has written a script. It wants to read this file. Okay, it's making these API requests and everything. It'll figure those things out for me. And Claude Code, I think, has also written a similar script for us. Claude Code, I've used it extensively at this point. Update to do, so it creates a plan. It then starts executing all of these to-do items one by one. Here I can see how Cline has understood my prompt. So it is also, if you look at the terminal here, by the way, it has opened up the terminal. It is running all those commands, so we can see what all interesting stuff it is doing. It's now created a markdown file. I think it has written the complete analysis in this markdown file. Complexity analysis, average workflow complexity 3.4 nodes. Okay, so it's given us like a bunch of interesting insights. As I can see, lead generation, content creation, customer support, e-commerce, markdown. I'm going to copy, this is like the complete like key findings over here. I'll just copy this entire markdown. Okay, end-to-end workflow analysis, business insights for automation agency. So I've got 3590 end-to-end workflow. There's significant opportunity in automation, 15.2% workflows being monetized. Okay, that's an insight. So total workflows, these many. Monetized workflows, 547 and 547. And this is saying 547. So analysis looks good to me. Okay, this is correct. Data is correct. 3590, this is correct. This is correct. Free workflows correct. Market gap, 84.8% of workflows are free. Indicative massive monetization opportunity. Okay, so I think this it is not it's basically suggesting something. High performing content, I've got top 15 workflows by views. Okay, so these are all the automations. Some of these are like very old, back when end-to-end was started as a concept, and it was not just like AI automation. So AI agent chatbot, okay, creating API endpoint. This is like pretty simple. So these are like part of some tutorials that end-to-end shared back in the day. So I think the view-based analysis is something where we will have to ask it to do more analysis, as in like I might want to just look at workflows that have been released in last 1 year. So I might not want to look into all the workflows here. Okay, but this is good. Meanwhile, I think Cline by far is like experience. I'm looking at the report generated by Cline, whereas Claude Code right here is just struggling to run some figuring out what to do, what not to do. We'll come back to Claude Code when it's done. So here I have technology stack opportunities. Okay, most popular technologies. These are some of the nodes that people are using. So from the JSON, it has pegged these are the nodes that people are using in the tools and the description. Business integration opportunities. A lot of people are using Google Docs, Google Sheets. So 1584 workflows, highest demand. Communication tools, 638 workflows. Databases, there are many people using Postgres, Supabase, all of these databases. So 228 workflows. AI services, 397. I think it should be like more than this. E-commerce, based on the category, okay. CRM and sales, 82 workflows. Marketing, 9 workflows. Huge gap. Oh, so I don't think these look correct. We'll have to do some processing, because this data, obviously we can add category as well as subcategory. First of all, I'll just remove the filter from here. We can add like a category and subcategory. Category would figure out the niche, the industry, like e-commerce or sales and marketing and things like that, and then subcategories would include like sub niche, business category analysis, marketing, content creation, e-commerce, data processing. These are like the top ones, and you can look at the number of paid workflows within each of these categories as well. Content creation, data processing, lead generation, and marketing with the highest number. Content creation, marketing, by the way, goes like hand in hand. So 366 paid templates. And underserved categories, HR and recruitment, and finance. Okay, I think like finance should have a lot more use cases, but I think the data is protected in most of the cases. So there are like some interesting APIs that people can use to do all sorts of analysis. I see somebody creating Charlie Munger's AI agent and then Warren Buffett AI agent. So yeah, there's a lot to do within finance and automating those analysis based workflows. I'm sure a lot of people are doing this. Pricing strategy insights, paid workflows. Okay, there's some insights, average complexity. So it is given all these insights as an AI agency, what an AI agency should do. So pricing recommendation, simple workflows, then medium complexity, although there's no data which tells you how much a paid template costs you. Marketing position, which underserved category should we dominate first? E-commerce, finance, HR, recruitment. Technology focus, what should be our core technology stack? Google Workspace, custom API. I think this actually depends on the companies, the niche that you're serving, so it's not quite in your hand. Whatever the customers ask. So this seems like a decent analysis of the data that I have. Whereas this Claude Code here, although we have been slightly negligent, but gave the same prompt to both of these. You're seeing the report. I'm looking at the report here with Cline and K2, and Mr. Claude is figuring out the patterns and things within all the use cases. Maybe the report generated by Claude Code is probably better. Here we go. Key insights of the data: 41.3% workflows involve AI, OpenAI, GPT, Gemini. High performing workflows are typically medium complexity. This is a new insight. 2431 workflows created in 2025 and 456 workflows in 2024. We have seen a massive growth in init workflows obviously this year. So this is good. Obviously, I accepted that the Cline should write a markdown file with the insights. Here, Claude Code has just given me report within interface itself. It's much cleaner in the chat though. In a markdown file, there could be like use cases for both. I can ask it to write this report, all these questions in a markdown file as well. Comparing the report, let me open up the report from Cline and then let's see. I think the Claude Code's summary that we are seeing here, this is like no bullshit, straight up questions that I asked for in the prompt. The analysis that I've got here from Kimi K2, this is more like wholesome report, a structure in place, whereas Claude Code gave you some insights here. It did not give me anything on paid versus unpaid, but it did give me some insight on the number of workflows in 2025 and 2024. So that is good. To be honest, the underserved, and it also depends on the data, quality of data that I have. I cannot really rely on underserved and highest demand directly from here because obviously the data needs some processing. But yeah, if your data is fine, then I would prefer this report from Kimi K2 based on the prompt that I provided. And then because it also has got some questions, business models, and everything. For you, strategic questions: which industries benefit most from Google Sheets? AI combination, should we target e-commerce? I think these are pretty intelligent questions. Whereas, compared to target markets, marketing agencies, content creators, e-commerce businesses, SaaS companies. So I think both of these are fine, but for some reason, I'm finding these as like more intelligent questions. In terms of report, if I just compare the report, this is better than Claude Code's answer, but Claude Code has given us the answer to our question. This is like more like a thorough analysis and report. I asked for an analysis, and Kimi K2 gave me an analysis, and yeah, I think I am enjoying this. So I'd give this point to Kimi K2. Let's move on to the next. I'm going to start new task. Let's test how good this tool is in terms of going on the internet, searching what's the best way to implement something, leveraging some documentation. I'll just dictate the prompt. Go through the OpenAI latest documentation. I want to use GPT 4.1 mini model to categorize and also add like subcategory to each of the workflows which are mentioned in n8nworkflows.csv file in this project. Write a Python script that leverages the OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini model and categorizes, basically labels the category as in does it belong to e-commerce, marketing, sales, or finance, which domain it belongs to. That would be the category, and the subcategory is going to be the sub niche, the problem that it is solving. And subcategories can be multiple, so I can have multiple subcategories belonging to a particular workflow. So this is like my complete prompt. Obviously I just voiced it all out. This is the report. I'll copy this, I will paste it the same prompt here. Okay, so it has written a Python script for me. Let's look at where Claude Code is. Okay, categorize workflows. This is the code. So now you can see that first of all, there is no hidden folder to store the API key. Create a new virtual environment where all of these dependencies are going to be installed. Also create a requirements.txt file to install all of these dependencies that are required. I've provided like virtual environment. They should create a virtual environment for the project where all of these are going to be written. Okay, it has created a shell script for me. Let's see how both of these are handling this. Claude Code has already created a virtual environment, whereas Kimi K2 for some reason has created a shell script. I think it'll run the shell script for us and then set up the environment. .git ignore is also created. Git setup, I think it has also set up Git for us. Claude Code also has created a shell script. I'll probably have to, like, if I want to like run the shell commands, obviously I'll, in Claude Code, this is, you write exclamation first and then it goes into bash mode where you can run those commands. But I would open up a terminal here, activate, and this is the virtual environment. And then if I do pip freeze to check what all, so we have, I'm just checking for OpenAI. So OpenAI is installed 1.97.0. In this case, requirements.txt, OpenAI 1.35. I'm just checking the versions that they have installed. Can you check which is the latest version of OpenAI package? And why are we installing 1.35.0? Okay, now it has got 1.97.0. Okay, this is the latest version. Which Claude Code I think got automatically, but here with Cline, I've got the API key with me. Let's see what happens now. So it's now installing the python.env package, which will allow us to load the environment variables directly. Here Cline is also working on the Python script. Let's see. Great, the test run worked successfully. Let's check the results. Okay. Now it is basically showing us sample data of the categorized subcategories that the OpenAI model created for us. This is good. Both of these models have categorization workflow. So I would recommend that you run the full script within the terminal yourself. So all you have to do here is Python and then categorize. Okay, so it has given us process all of these. Okay, this is pretty good. So it has created 3 different cases for me in the Python script. Test run, 100 workflows are all the scripts. I will select 3, continue, yes. Okay, estimated cost also it has given me based on the OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini model. So both of these now I think are doing pretty fine. Alright, so both of the scripts have run at this point. I had to make some changes in Claude code, some steps that I had to undertake in order to fix the script. It was not writing a good script. Kimi K2, they decided that okay, we want to use title and description from the workflow data that we have, and then generate the main category and the subcategory, subcategory 1, subcategory 2, and they created some main categories here that are supposed to be used in order to here with Claude code they are using everything: title, description, node type, node categories, 4 different variables that will decide what is going to be the primary category and then the subcategories. So most of it was correct. There was some issue how Claude code was writing the CSV file. I had to fix that a lot of times because the CSV file that it was generating on the test dataset, so it created a script which you can run on 1, 10, 100 and then all of the workflows. In Cline, in Kimi K2, this worked in one single go. So GPT 4.1 mini, I'm using this thing, and function calling is what we asked it to leverage. I think in Claude code we specifically mentioned this. Let's look at the data that both of these scripts have generated. So this is n8n workflows categorized sheets.csv, and from here I think this is like one categorized workflow. So I'll open this up in 2 different Google Chrome windows. AI videos VO3, so content creation, this is looking correct. AI powered WhatsApp chatbot for text voice. Okay, so this is customer support, operations. So it's looking into title and description and then deciding okay what the category or the subcategory is. The data is looking correct, and you can see that they had to use semicolons, because if they would have used the commas, so it would have messed up the CSV integrity. So the CSV formatting was supposed to be managed in this particular manner. Now all of the workflows along with every other detail is categorized and also contains like subcategories. Coming back to this data over here, let me see. URL, title, description, category, subcategories, views created at, is paid, node count. I think if I compare the category, content creation, operation, finance. Okay, so row number 6, I have row number 6 here. So automated invoice process. So both of them have given like sort of like similar details. There I see this is uncategorized. This Claude code's categorization, the Python script that Claude code had written, this is giving me better results, as I can clearly see semicolons. So I'll give this point to Claude code. Although it asked me, prompted again and again, I would have spent I think 10 more minutes fixing the Python script that Claude code was writing, and Cline ran in like the first go. The quality of the output that I was looking for is captured here. So domain categories, subcategories, these are the 2 things. Okay, now for the next steps, I want to carry out some analysis. I want to build sort of like a chat interface on top of this data. And for doing that, I am going to upload this data to Streamlit, to Supabase, sorry. Let's see how that goes. The first thing that I want is I want this data set to be leveraged directly. There are a couple of things that you can actually do here. You can upload it to Supabase within a vector database, such that you are able to like chat with the specific workflows, and you can extract details, or you can sort of create like a directory based application. So it's going to be like a Streamlit application that I'm going to ask both of these coding agents to build. For now, the data source, I'm going to copy this data set only, the data set that I have here. I want to use this particular file, n8n workflow categorized sheets, and I'm not using the one that Cline has generated. And the next step, I'll just start new task. this is going to be a new chat for me, and here in Claude Code, here again I can clear the context. And now this time around we are going to be playing around with a Streamlit dashboard if a chat based application is possible directly with these coding agents. So let's prompt both of these coding agents now. I want to leverage end-to-end workflows categorize sheets.csv data, and I want to build a Streamlit application that creates a dashboard to analyze all the different fields that I have in this dataset and allows me to chat with the dataset as well. In the main section, I would want to see a chat-based application, and there should be a left panel where I should be able to, select a few things and sort of like panel to play things. Please go through the dataset first, strategize what would make a best and very functional, highly practical dashboard that allows business analysts, data analysts, and automation builders to do a lot with this type of dataset. Go through Streamlit's documentation on the internet, see what is the best way to build these dashboards with really functional widgets and tooltips and other things, and then build this dashboard, plan, and then implement. This is like a very detailed prompt. Okay, so Claude Code has already given me a plan. So to-dos are here. I think Cline has its own way with Kimi K2 model here. One must also want to try out. I'll also see how Claude Sonnet 4 or Opus 4 operate within Cline. I think this also Claude 4 might do better than Kimi K2. We'll have to check all of those things. Here, Cline has already started writing a Python Streamlit application. So Claude Code has its own way of installing all of the dependencies, testing things out side by side, whereas Kimi K2 has its own way of running things. So it writes the complete script first, and then it'll check for all the other dependencies, what's missing, what's there. I just want to see what did it do in the API request. I'll analyze the end-to-end workflow dataset and create a comprehensive Streamlit application. Whereas here I can quickly easily see that it is doing a web search. Okay, so Claude Code is installing all the requirements. It has written dashboard requirements separately. This is one thing that I'd have to write it down in a claude.md file, sort of like a rules file that I can create. And this is something one has to do so that you don't end up with a lot of redundant files. This is one thing that's common across both. So whenever Claude Code wants to try things out, it'll create a test script for you, and then you would just end up with 10 different test scripts, and you'll just lose track. So checkpoints, creating regular checkpoints, committing all the changes frequently, and making sure that you are doing test driven development, running all the tests frequently, because sometimes it may break things that were already working. Okay, so the dashboard handles 3590 workflows efficiently with caching, follows Streamlit 2025 best practices, all visualizations. Okay, ready to explore end-to-end workflow. Okay, so run the dashboard, quick start /run dashboard. Okay, so I think Claude Code has really picked the speed. So it has written a shell script which will run the Streamlit server for us. Let's see what it does. I'm currently running the dashboard generated, Streamlit dashboard generated by. Okay, this is the workflow that we have, ladies and gentlemen. Free, paid, quick stats, 3589 workflows, average nodes, average views, paid workflows 547. Okay, node type, I can choose the node type as well. This is most popular node types, not really interested in node types. Workflow views distribution. Okay, this is the distribution that we have got. Workflow count by complexity, simple, medium. Okay, it's I think based on the number of nodes that we have. And then workflow trends over time, created over time. Let's see what it does over here, how the chat has been implemented. I'd want to see what sort of questions one can ask. One other thing that I wanted to see was the distribution across categories and subcategories. That would have been a great analysis. Let's look at where Cline is though. I like this dashboard, the look of this dashboard, very premium. Okay, total workflows 3590, free workflows, paid workflows, total views. This is interesting. Okay, then I have a pie chart showing me distribution, which is again really good. So the top category, IT and DevOps. Then we have operations. There's something called content creation. There are a lot of workflows, 562 workflows on content creation only. Then I have value equals 450. This is like operations, marketing 11.1%, customer support, data analytics, sales, finance, e-commerce, HR, education, other, real estate, legal. Okay, there are a bunch of things and they're like tabs here. So it is created, it is one thing that I liked about this, even though Claude Code created a plan, I'm actually loving the output. Not sure how reproducible this thing is. This is really showing 1815 workflows here. Okay, now I see with the content creation 562 workflows, which is looking right from the analytics that I have here. Content creation 562, explore. Okay, filter by pricing, all free, and if I go into paid, then I have 107 workflows in content creation that are like this. When I open this up, I have description, auto generate long videos, AI 11 labs. Okay, this is no types, pricing, when it was created. I really like how this entire workflow has been set up by Kimi K2. The way these cards, etc., everything has been like planned. This is impressive. This is really high quality and is looking like a real like dashboard that I can use. And the way like you can like filter with all of these categories, again, filter by domain category. This is again like top notch. What I want to do if I want to look into like sales-based workflows. Let's see what the updated Claude Code dashboard looks like for us. All right, so we have a new script. Okay, this is the command that we need to run, .run underscore categorize dashboard .shell. Add your OpenAI API key to enable AI chat functionality. Now, chat is something that's not working in Cline currently. Claude Code has followed the prompt. It has, put together this sort of panel. This workflow, this dashboard is now looking interesting. There's a lot more nuance in categories and subcategories, and okay, obviously most of the workflows are now created in this particular. So created at field is being leveraged here, detailed data and tabular. All right, so the way, okay, now I see the quality of Claude Code. This is like really interesting. Okay, and I'm also seeing sort of these cards here which are giving me like top performing workflows. These are based on views obviously, and then sample questions, which domain category has highest average views. Let's pick this. Okay, so at 8503 now, I think this is Cline's workflow that is being run here. This is I think really impressive. Proceed while running. This is running over here with me, and it's taken me $2 to put this together. Okay, I wouldn't say that it's like cheap, but I mean, Claude Code, you just pay $100 and you can get things done. Now it's on you how much you want to do. Although it hits rate limit quite often if you are like using it and not using it smartly with filling up the context window quickly. So that's like one thing that you have to keep in mind. Other than that, I think everything else is fine. Here Claude Code has updated. Let me go back to the dashboard. This is like Claude Code's dashboard 8501. Copy the question from the it has also provided like sample questions for us. Hit enter, analyzing your data. Okay, now I think I'm making the request, and the dataset context provided does not include detailed data about views per domain category. Therefore, it's impossible to determine the domain category. Okay, so I think this particular feature where the data, every time I do this, the data will have to be fetched and then should be passed to GPT model, and that's going to be a big ask. You can not fit 3600 workflows in the context, and it's going to be like very expensive. So the chat is something probably not the right fit for a Streamlit dashboard, although like you can try building this here. I think the best way to do this is through embeddings. First figure out which workflows and what sort of analysis and all those things. But I think this report gives you a lot of insight into the kind of automation, the kind of categories, domains, subcategories, trends, how workflows have been created. All of those things can be fetched pretty easily. And on top of this, if you directly want answers, so you can, in that case, what you can do is you can directly start asking your analytical questions in Cline and Claude code, and they'll provide you with the right answer. They'll write like sample scripts for you and run them and then give you the answers directly. I have showcased like a Streamlit based application, but let's see if I can like take this to the next level with some requirements for full stack application. So yeah, this is the comparison. You have seen it for yourself, and my judgment, I'll still like stick with Claude code. I'm yet to figure things out, how to like enable like web fetch and then like other models that I want to leverage. Let me just try this with another model. Currently I'm using Open Router. Let me see if I can use, it's a little bit expensive like using Claude Opus 4, but let's see. Now if I am resuming the task, this time it's using Claude Opus 4 from Anthropic using the Open Router. Let's see what happens, what's going on in API. So it is now creating task environment details, etc. Everything is being fetched. So now Claude has taken over, and I can see the difference in how the two things are operating. I think it's probably just the model. The model here defines the quality of your output, but so far I think it's cut to cut based on the use case that I've showcased. I might want to build a full stack application and see where this goes and how difficult or how interesting or how easy it is to use one particular coding agent over another. Claude code, I would say, is like more seamless. It's easier to use. Clean, I feel that there's some need, maybe it's like personal thing. I've worked with Claude code before, so I find this like more seamless, very simple to use. Clean, there are like so many different widgets that I see. It can be like, say, the experience can be simplified a little bit, and I'm saying this from like a developer standpoint.